Hello, welcome to today's class. This is a mat class and I've kind of squashed myself into the corner of the room because we are going to be using a wall for this class. And for me, this back wall has something that sticks out, so it's going to be easier for me to use this cupboard on the side. So look around your house and see where you can find a wall. The other options, because sometimes it's actually tricky to find a completely blank wall. If you do have, massive, very strong, like I've got some very strong glass sliding doors that I would be very comfortable in just kind of leaning against. We're not going to do anything crazy, but that's just another option if you're struggling to find a spare wall. And that's about it. So the other thing we will need is a towel. And I recommend, because we are going to go probably hands on the wall, probably feet on the wall at some stage. So just make sure they're clean because you don't want to be having to tidy that up afterwards. As with all of our classes, do what you can do. If something's a little bit too challenging for you, that's okay. Modify it or do the exercise that we did beforehand. If something feels too easy, give it a moment. Just enjoy the simplicity, enjoy the foundational work, and then feel free to add a little bit of an extra challenge on top of it. So I can't see your body. I trust you to take charge and to make the perfect decisions for you on this particular day, because every day can be a little bit different as well. We are going to start off with our backs against the wall. So I'm just going to be here. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to go here. So when you're standing with your back against the wall, let's just take our feet kind of comfortably forward. And when I say comfortably forward, just so you feel like you can lean against the wall and you don't feel like it's too close and you're going to potentially fall forward. So feet out in front. Now, when I'm looking at my feet, they are definitely in a parallel position, meaning that they are two train tracks just running side by side here. Now, knees are soft. And I feel as if I could be just sitting comfortably on quite a high stool. So I'm not going for a deep squat. I'm just going a little bit down. I don't even know if that makes sense. But anyway, now with the hands onto the hips, allow your pelvis. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually stretching out through the front of my body. And I'm just letting my tail kind of flick back towards the wall. And then I'm just going to let that release. Now, this is done without any force, so I'm not feeling strain in my back. I really am using my hands here just to slide down. And then release, and just one more like that. Just letting those hips kind of slide. And then release. So hopefully you should notice that your back is not flat against the wall. If it is, just allow your body to relax a little bit. See if you can slide a bit more without any forceful pushing through the back, through your spine, I should say. Now, as I release the arms down by the side, I visualize my shoulders getting as broad. So we're going right out here like I'm a swimmer. You know how broad those swimmers are through their shoulders? So let's get that broadening. So really imagine that the back of the shoulders are spreading wide across your wall. Now, the chin is drawing in and the back of the head is sliding up along the wall to encourage the chin to drop down. You know, if you'll go too far, because you can hear it in my voice, everything gets really kind of strained and stuck. Now, if you are particularly tight and your posture usually throws you forward, you might not even get your head against the wall, and that's okay. You're just visualizing that connection. So hold it here. Posture is important, so we need to give it the respect and the time it needs. Let's send our arms up all the way as far as you can go, may or may not touch the wall, and then bring those arms down. As you're breathing in, you take the arms up. Now, for me, for example, my fingertips are touching the wall, but I don't get the back of my arms here. So that's our focal point. The focus is to try and think back of the arms against the wall and then letting those arms release down by your side. Stretch it up, think back of arms, back of arms, back of arms. And then exhale, bring it down. Breathing in, stretch the front of that torso. Send those arms back. And then bring them down. Of course, if you wanted to add a little bit more, you can pop some hand weights in those hands. And then coming back down. 3 to go. Inhale, reach. Stretch it up. And then down. Let's see if we can keep the mouth gently closed and focus the breath in and out through the nose. 2 more. That's the natural way to breathe. And down. 1 more. Stretch it up and hold it there for me. Now I'm going to scoot to face you. Pretend I'm still leaning against my wall. Then the elbows are bending. This is our lovely goalpost stretch. So we bend them and then we reach them up. So slide those elbows wide. Fill your chest. Broaden and then stretch those hands up towards the ceiling. Make it nice and juicy. Get the most out of it that you can. And then reach it up. Now, if your arms aren't against the wall, again, that's fine. Just kind of look and check that you're not doing a little cheat, meaning fingertips could be scraping along the wall, but you might just be breaking in those wrists a bit. Let's keep those wrists straight and see if we can, again, think more back of those arms. Inhale, we go up. And then exhale, we broaden a bit more. Inhale, we go up. Exhale, we broaden a bit more. Just 1 more like that. Inhale, we go up. And then exhale, we broaden. Now this time, just let those arms settle by your side. Feel your head roll forward. Feel your spine peel away from the wall and allow the weight of your head to really relax forward here, dropping it down. Holding it there, holding it there. Imagine the back of the neck gets a little bit longer. Imagine the back of your head kind of lengthens out even more. So then the crown of the head, the very top of the head, gets a little bit heavier. And then starting to peel your way all the way up again. And then just returning to that broadening across the chest. And I'm just going to wiggle my feet even further forward. I would encourage you to probably do the same. Hands on the hips, and let's slide our way now down the wall. What we are aiming for is a nice 90-degree angle here through the knees and through the hips. So I'm actually still too far. So we're coming down. If you're feeling slippery under your feet, just figure out what you need to put underneath them so you don't slide away. So we're just finding that squat and we're just holding it for a moment, determining how far you can go down. And then we're going to push ourselves back up again. So as we're going down, remember the hands on the hips, like what we did at the beginning. We are trying to almost lengthen out through the front of our torso. And then as we're coming up, I'm still trying to create that lengthening action. So we slide ourselves down. And then we push ourselves up. And again, sliding it down. And pressing it up. Now, if you want to keep the movement a little bit shallower, by all means, go for it. And then press it up. Let's add our arms over the head, over the head. We're going down into our squat. We're enjoying it. And then return, arms down, legs straight. So the inhale sends those arms up as we glide down the wall. The exhale presses the arms down as we power up to standing. And down. And up. And again, down. Now, if your wall doesn't slide very well or you don't slide very well on your wall, you can just place a towel between you and the wall. And that just might help you to get a little bit of a smoother journey going down and up. Let's go again. Down. And up. And once more, notice I'm not telling you to keep your back flat against the wall. It's more that the relationship of the pelvis and the head against the wall, and probably just across the very top of those shoulders. And lift. Let's stay down, okay? So going down, holding it there. Place the arms out in front of you. Pull the shoulders forward and then press the shoulders back. Reach fingertips forward and back. Can we go a little lower? It's a question. It might be a no or it might be a yes answer. So just adjust and draw the shoulders back. reach forward, and again, you can have weights in your hands to add a little extra. And back, and forward, and back, forward, and back. One more, forward, and back. And let's press the arms down as we come all the way up. Come in, turn around, face your wall for me, and redo your hair if you need to, like I do. So we're going to have the hands against the wall. Now, in terms of how far away you are with those feet, let's take it out until your heels can still be in contact with the floor, and then adjust your hands accordingly. Because if they're, too high, too low is going to be a very strong bend of your wrist. And actually, too high is not so bad. I like to go about shoulder height here. So heels are down and they are pressing into the floor. Check your knees aren't locking. Shine your chest up the wall in front of you. Hold it there. Energetically press your chest backwards and away from the wall. Feel your hands kind of stretch the wall apart if that was physically possible. Let those heels lift up and then allow those heels to sink down. We're going up in a calf rise and we're going down. Juicy movement there. Feeling like your heels are sinking down into a sponge. Up and down. Up and down. I want you to keep very active through this upper body so the whole body is nice and connected. And that's going to create a lovely sense of strength throughout the body, stability. And down a little quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands down a little lower. Hinge back through those hips. Widen your sit bones. Keep your legs straight but not locked. And then return to that little push-up position. Chest away from the wall. Now bring your left foot off the ground. I just usually have to shuffle my right foot in a little narrower. Left foot is off the ground. Chest is shining. Right leg. 2 and 3 and 4. Keep pressing through that upper body. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Heel down, left leg stretches back. Hinge back like we did before. Roll your left hip forward as your right hip tries to roll up towards the ceiling. And then standing tall and simply change legs. Right foot out of the way. Chest is pressed away from the wall. Hands are stretching the wall apart. Up and down with the heel. 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. 9, 10. Right foot stretches back. Hinge down. Right hip rolls forward. Left hip tries to roll up towards the ceiling. Trying to square those hips off to the floor. And then come all the way up to standing. And then just marching on the spot here. One heel up, one heel down. And therefore one knee bends and one leg straightens. Just enjoy those little movements. And 4, 3, and 2. How's your posture? 1. And then come in. Take your hands off the wall. We'll give them a moment. Return to where we began. Into our squat position. So send your bottom down again. Make adjustments. Remember, we're looking for about a 90-degree angle of the knees and the hips. Hold it there. Hands are returning to the hips. You are sliding those hips down. Chin is drawing in. Back of the neck is lengthening out. Okay, stretch it up and then slide it down. Stretch it up and then slide it down. So this time our arms go up as our legs stretch. That's the inhale. Then the exhale happens and the arms just reach out in front of our shoulders. So we're going right up and then we're coming down. We're going up and then we're coming down. Lift And remember, you can make this movement a little shallower if you need to. And down. Inhale, up, back of the arms against the wall. Exhale, come down. Inhale, think back of arms. And down. And lift. And lower. Don't be afraid to really stretch out through the front of your body. And lower. Let's go 4 more here. And down. And 3. And down. Remember those hips are lengthening. 2. Nice fold through the front of those hips. 1. We're going to stay down there. Keep the arms in front. Maintain shoulders broad against the wall. Pop your right heel up. Down, left heel up. And right. And left. Keep changing for me. Right. And left. Can you go a little lower? And then faster. 1. And change. 2. Change. Keep breathing. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. 8. 9. 10. Heels down, arms up, legs straight. Walk your feet in just a little bit and do your roll down for me. Peel yourself away from the wall, but your bottom can stay leaning against it. Let your body hang, let your head hang. And then starting to articulate all the way back up again. And then turn yourself around, face the wall again. We return to where we were before. Feet are back. Now, the heels can start against the floor, but they are probably going to lift a little bit as we do our push-up. So, chest away from the wall. Remember, we're spreading the wall apart through our hands. And actually, I'm going to take my hands wider. So this time, the elbows are bending wide, wide, wide. And then you push away from the wall. We're going down, forward, ideally almost touching the wall. And then you press it away. As the forehead comes towards the wall, I actually imagine my chin pulls away from the wall because we are a little bit tempted to poke our head forward here. We're going down and up. I like an exhale as I bend and then an inhale, push away. Exhale, come down. Inhale, push away and bend and push. And bend, and push, and bend, and push. Now hold it there. Feel free to rearrange your hands if you need to, if you need a slightly different angle through your wrist. The other thing I want you to do, just while we have a moment, is if you need less angle of the wrist and nothing's working for you, pop a couple of small towels between you and the wall. And that'll just help to reduce the bend through your wrist. Okay, that was our moment here. Now we're going to start to pulse. So we're going to come down into our push-up position. That's where we begin. Now do tiny pulses away. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Push all the way out. Send your hips down, or backwards I should say. Let your chest come down and breathe in and out through your nose still. Okay, now from here, give your wrist a twirl. We're going to do one more thing. One hand. So right hand is on, left hand is behind your hip. Send your chest away from the wall. Now start to bend and you go to where you can with that one arm and then you push away. Bend down. So don't worry if you don't get as close. Kind of makes sense that one arm isn't going to be as strong as 2. We need to keep that form. So chin drawing in and forward. Not that I'm trying to get it to touch the wall, but it's going to kind of lead the way. Bend and push and bend and push one more. Bend, push away and just change over. Right hand behind you, left hand on the wall. Chest pushes away from the wall first and then bend and push. Remember to breathe. I like exhale, bend, inhale, push. bend, and press away from that wall. And away. Keep your shoulders and hips square onto the wall, even though you're working one arm. 3 to go. Broad chest. 1 more. And then step away from the wall and let your body just hang down again. Bend those knees, walk yourself forward onto hands and knees. And then we just have to do a little bit of a spin over onto our side. So if you're facing me, what I want you to have is, that'll be your left leg is going to be up towards the wall. Therefore, your right hand is going to be down on the ground. Okay, before we go over into this position, which is going to be balancing on a knee, and I'm going to balance on my fist here, you can do this lying down on your side if you need to come off your hands or your knees for whatever reason. So from here, arms are wide. We need to find our distance firstly. So we're going to just start to go over, and then find that balance on hand and knee. Then I'm going to bring my foot up. And what I want to feel is that I can push my foot into the wall, have my legs straight, and then that bottom leg it's pretty much underneath me. That knee is underneath my hip. So feel free to now rearrange if you need to. Top arm is going to have a lovely moment of lengthening to the ceiling, and you're just going to be an active starfish here. Push your leg into the wall. Can you push the wall over? Can you reach your hand to the ceiling here? Yes, of course. Now start to bend that knee a little bit. The heel might lift off the wall. So you can see I'm coming towards the wall, and then I'm just pushing away. So you're just bending a little, and then you're pushing away. The movement is not big here. And then push, fold, inhale, push, and fold, and push. So if you're lying down on your side and you're not on your hand and knee, you might have to just bring your foot completely off the wall and then return it again. Leaning into it and then pushing away from it. Press and away. I should say bend, and now press, and 3, and out, and 2, and out. Last one. And then hold it there, hold it there. Now hover the foot off the wall. Fold the knee in front of you without the torso and that bottom leg shifting, and then find the wall again and try and kick it away from you. Folding it in, kicking it away. 3, and press. 4, and press. 5. So this is where you'll find if you're too close, you won't be able to completely straighten that leg, so give yourself more room. And exhale as we bend. Inhale as we straighten. Fold. Inhale, push. Fold. Push. 2 more. Fold and push. Last one. Okay, now shift for me. Turn to face the floor. I'm going to lift up it's my right heel, but it's going to be your left heel, isn't it? I'm using both my hands on the floor, and I can rearrange. So I've got that right heel up, and then I'm going to go heel to the wall. Sorry, that will be your left leg, apologies. And then lift that heel. So it's the calf rise here. And if that's all feeling great for you, your opposite arm is going to come up. Reach it out in front of you. Heel to the wall, and then push away. It's like you're about to kind of take a little bit of a jump off the wall here. And heel down, heel up, heel down, heel up, heel down, heel up. 1 more, heel down, heel up, hand comes down. We turn around again. You reach, so where we began, reach the arm now over the head, nice delicious side bend. And then begin to pull yourself up. Let your foot slide down the wall and bring yourself all the way up. Now, stay on the knee for me. Start to bend over and then begin to bring yourself up. So if you're lying down on your side, this isn't really possible. So if you are lying on your side, use your front hand here, top hand, and push yourself up and down. Okay? Continue for me. Okay, now if that's all feeling awesome, we do it with the foot back on the wall. So grab your foot, pop it up, find that balancing act. The higher the leg, the more challenging things become, and then lift. So you'll notice the lift is more restricted, so it means you're forced over into that challenging zone more. Up and down, lift and down, and lift. Good work, breathe. Think length for me, don't think crunch. And up, one more, and up, and then come down onto those knees, stretch. So what I'm doing is I'm dropping my hips towards the wall, and that arm is going over. So it should be probably your left arm going over your head if you've mirror imaged me. And then breathe. All right, and then come up. We need to change sides. I'm going to turn my back to you for a moment. Well, not for the moment, for the entire sequence. And you might have to do the same as well. So let's figure out, I like to stretch my leg out. It pretty much is going to touch that wall. Arms are wide. Lean yourself over and then figure out what you need to do to find your happy place. Now, arm to ceiling, make it energetic. Press your leg into the wall. Press your heel. Press the balls of the feet, or ball of the foot, I should say, into the wall, and all 5 toes. Now, we were just an energetic starfish to begin with, so hold that pose, grow a little bit taller, make even more out of that position. Now, little movements where we start to lean against the wall and then push away. So we're bending the knee, we're lifting the heel, and then we are returning to our lovely starfish. Bend and push. Bend and push. So remember, these movements aren't big, and if you are doing this lying on your side at home, I can't even spin around to see you, but make sure that you actually let your foot come off the wall, because otherwise you really won't move much on the ground there. And 3 and 2 and 1. Find that energetic position. Now, float the foot off the wall, fold the knee, and then make contact with the wall as you're breathing in. Exhale to fold. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Inhale to reach. Fold and reach. And keep moving. Wide sit bones here, so we're not tucking our bums under. 5 to go. 5 and reach, push into that wall. Really stretch the leg and press that heel against. And 2 and 1. Now control it, swizzle yourself around. I love that word. I don't even know if it is a proper word. Here we go. Square your shoulders and hips off to the floor. Now that lifted leg, heel goes back to the wall, and then push. Heel down and then push it off. Now this is where you can make that choice to add a challenge. So it would be opposite arm to leg. Lifting up, really reach it. Hey, you remember when we were against the wall earlier on and we were saying back of the arm against the wall? Here we are, same idea. So don't go hand up, think back of arm. And press, and press. 2 to go. Keep breathing. Okay, and then starting to swizzle again. Reaching, same arm as leg this time, over the head. Stretch it out. Start to come up, letting the foot slide down, and lift yourself up. If you're lying on your side, this is where you've got now top hand on the floor in front of you, and you're doing like little side push-ups. For everyone else, let's then start to do side bends. Over we go. So you're going up, and then you're going over, ideally not really crashing down onto the ground here. You might lightly touch, but literally it's not taking any weight. And then you're making a choice. So if happy days is happening for you, bring your foot up, adjust what you need to adjust, and then begin to lift and lift. Smaller movements, more length required. Up, down, up, down, lift. I always imagine the energy radiating out of the crown of my head and up. And up, one more guys, and up. And then sit down on your knees. I'm just gonna face you so I can feel like I don't have my back to you. Pop your hips off. I've just worked down through my left side, so you've probably worked your right side. So now I'm stretching that side out. Breathe and enjoy. Really shift those hips off center and really lengthen those arms or the arm away from you, as well as pressing it back as if the wall was behind you still. And then coming out of that position. So from here, we're going to lie onto our stomach. What we're actually going to do is have the feet against the wall. So I went the wrong way. Now my cupboard doesn't come right down to the ground, so I'm just going to make do. But if you basically tuck your toes under and just maneuver yourself so your heels are against the wall, and therefore you'll feel like your legs are actually starting to float up off the wall. Oh, that would be the floor. Okay, so press the heels, lower your head and chest down, and then rearrange if you need to. So as your heels stay actively pushing against the wall, what helps them to stay there? Is it just the heels? Are you locking your knees? Or are you feeling like it's a lift of the thighs and a connection into the glutes and running down the back of the legs? That's a good option. Let's go with that one. Inhale now and get the head and the chest to lift up. And then exhale to lower it down. And then again, we're lifting it up. And then we're lowering it down. We're lifting it up. We're holding it there. Now, from here, can you hover the arms up and down? And I'm trying to keep my heels against the wall. They have kind of slipped away a bit. That's okay. As long as I keep imagining them reaching towards the back of the room. And lift, and lift, and lift. Hold it there. Face me, then the floor. Face me, then the floor. There we go. Keep breathing. And it's about broadening the chest. Wide open elbows. One more each side. And then coming all the way down. So now take a little wiggle forward. We're not going to use the wall. We're just going to have that image in our mind. So from here, turn the legs out like a dancer. All right, make sure that's not just your feet, but it's the entire legs that have wrapped around. Float the legs up and flex your feet. Again, as if your feet were going to push and connect into that wall. Hold it there. Head and chest have slightly hovered as well. Check in. Have your thighs tried to float up off the ground? Okay, can we lift our hands up again? Tap the forehead, tap the floor. Tap the forehead, tap the floor. Reach those heels back. 3, 2, and 1. Everything lowers down. Have a moment, wiggle your back. If you need to kind of break things down and just do one part of the movement, then that's fine. You just have to kind of chop and change. So let's hit that same position again. We're lifting head and chest. The thighs, the legs have floated. We're going to flex those feet. And now we do our beats out and in. 2. So those legs are going out together, out together. And if that's all fine for you, your hands hover up and they stay up in contact with your forehead. Okay, now we're going to keep the legs moving, but we slow it down. As the legs go out, we twist to the right. And as the legs squeeze together, we face the floor. Twist to the left, face the floor. Legs are wide as we twist and floor. Keep on breathing. Legs go out, legs come in. Legs go out, legs come in. We're going to do one more on each side. Lightly closed mouth, breathe through your nose. And then come all the way down, push yourself back. See how far you can extend up. And then when you can't go any further, fold yourself backwards and let your bottom have its holiday on your heels. Let your knees be wide. This can also be done flipped over on your back, legs hugging in for for whatever reason, if you can't be in this position. Hands continuously try and go further and further forward. Bottom continuously tries to get heavier and heavier. And you just have a few deep breaths there. Okay. That's pretty good, isn't it? So we come back up onto our hands and knees. We return our right foot. I'm too close. Now I'm too far away. Somewhere in the middle. Here we go. Okay, so when you're in the right position, that left knee will be underneath the hip. Now, all we're going to do is keep the right leg in contact with the wall. Now, we've been here before. We're going to do opposite arm, and then we're bringing it back down. Opposite arm, and then we're bringing it back down. Two more. Opposite arm, down, and opposite arm, down. Now, same arm as leg. So push the leg into the wall. The body just has to figure it out. Give it an opportunity to make some mistakes and then make some adjustments. Reach. Now, as much as you can, you're trying to not lean too much to the left-hand side. So minimize that as much as possible. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, down. And reach. And down. And reach. And down. Now send that right arm. So we've got the right leg turning out. The right arm is opening up. And then we're going to turn the foot in a little bit on the wall and then start to just twist and bring that right hand through. So everything's opening. Let the foot swivel on the wall. And then let this right arm come through as your right leg turns and you just look towards the left. One more. Opening it up. And then coming through. Just going to where you can. And then place the hand down and let's do a little knee change. Here we go. Second side. So we're on our right knee. We've got our left leg on the wall. Now just hold it there. Lift the chest up. Remember what we did against the wall at the beginning. Chest away from the wall, hands trying to stretch the wall apart. Now opposite arm and leg, just to get the balancing act happening. And exhale. Chin is in, back of the neck is flattening out. Two more. Inhale and exhale, one more. Okay, here comes the fun stuff. So let's see if we can get our balance, minimal shift to the right, and then reach. Think of that left leg trying to push the wall away. And up. So lengthen out through that whole left side of the body. Reach. And reach. And in breath. Last one. Okay, now send yourself up. Twist yourself around. And then start to twist to face the floor. Adjust the balancing act as you go and rotate. And then unfold that left arm to the ceiling. Turn the left leg as well so the hips can really open to the wall. And then we come around and we start to rotate towards the right side of the room. Twice more, opening everything up. Finding that balance. Remember, it's okay to wobble. Give yourself the chance to learn. Okay, we often as adults give up if something kind of feels unstable. But imagine you're a kid and you've got that determination without any fear. It's a good combo they have. And then rotate it around. Okay, let's lie down onto our backs now. So turn over, we'll give the wrists a little bit of a rest. Wrist a rest. It's a tricky thing to say. Now I'm close enough that, again, pretty much I've got that 90-degree angle happening through my hips and through my knees and actually through my ankles as well, so the feet aren't too high up. Now, all I want you to do is return your hands onto your hips like we did at the very beginning and then slide the pelvis away from you. I'm talking about the front of the pelvis. And then relax. Inhale, slide. Exhale, relax. push with your hands. Really make it that the arms are doing quite a bit of this work for you. And then your kind of job through your torso is to actually just let go. 2 more. In breath and exhale. 1 more. Slide it away. Now let the arms settle by your side, and let's just make sure we're not in a collapsed, relaxed position. Just visualize your hands helping your hips to slide away. Imagine your tail gets heavier. Imagine your sit bones get wider. Now press into your arms and press into your legs. We lift our hips up, and I'm fine if your heels come off the wall, and then we hinge down. So we're looking to maintain that openness through the front of the body and then coming down. And I actually feel like I am just that little bit too close. So remember, you're not overly committed. If you don't feel like you're in the right position, you can always just take a little change. We go up again, and then we're coming down. Now we're going to stay up there. Stay and hold. Let the arms go over the head. Again, just like before, back of the arms against the wall, or the floor, I should say. And then return. Going over and return. And lift. And lift. Don't you hate it when you get your hair stuck? It's pulling. I'm going to reset. Feel free if you need to as well. Okay, I'm coming up again. We've got 4 more. Arms. And down. And 2. And down. And 3. And 4. And hinge those hips down. You can repeat that, or you can come along for the next ride. All right, we're going to add in some single legs. So let's hinge those hips up. Unfold the left leg up to the ceiling. Now all I'm going to do is tick-tock. The left leg goes to the right. The left leg goes out a bit. Right and out. So I'm just trying to find what I can do side to side with my left. But as I'm looking at my right leg and my hips, I'm trying not to let them go kind of crazy and off center. And 3, and 2, and 1. Left leg comes onto the wall. Feel free to go down and up if you need to. Right leg then unfolds, and it's like a little tick-tock over the center and open to the side. And you'll probably notice that as your right leg tries to open to the right, that's more challenging on our stability. And open. And open. And 4. And 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. Foot comes down. And then really send those hips down and away. And allow those knees to come in and give them a nice little kind of push and pull in and out. And then we can have a little stretch out. So feel free to just have one foot on the wall, fairly far down, and then allow the other leg to come up. Let's hug the back of the thigh. Pull. So I'm pulling my left knee towards me at the moment. And then I'm going to stretch out. And just think about lengthening the back of that left leg. Bending and reaching. Now, if you just want to relax your foot, that's wonderful. I was kind of pointing it before, let's not do that. If you want to add a little bit more intensity to the stretch, you can flex your ankle, particularly when the leg is straightening. So you're going to drive your heel up and then come down. And you can feel it can get quite strong. Mine's starting to even shake. And it's going to get a little bit more nervy in the stretch, neural in the stretch, which is why we're not holding it. You never want to hold a nerve stretch. You want to glide it like you do when you floss your teeth, okay? It's like you got to floss the nerves. And press and down. Yeah, you want to just get those nerves. Let's change legs. You want to get those nerves just gliding freely. So grab the back of that right thigh, stretch it out, bend it down, stretch it out, bend it down. Now I didn't mention on the other side, with my foot that's against the wall there, I am just pushing into the wall a bit, and I'm trying to encourage my pelvis to continue to slide, not to let my back flatten out. Let's flex the foot if you're not already doing that. And push. And reach. And reach that heel up. Flossing the nerve. And 2. And 1. And then hug both your knees in. Roll yourself all the way up. Make sure you don't whack the wall. Turn over. Now the plan is to come off the ground without using your hands. So if your hair has got messy like me, that's a great way of getting your hands out of the way. Fix your ponytail up. Place one foot out in front of you. Tuck the back toes under. Imagine your spine is sliding up a wall as you come to standing. And as you fix your ponytail, you cannot use your hands on any wall to help you get up. That's a good thing to practice. Let's come back and let's lean against the wall one more time. So take your feet. I'm pretty much the width of the mat and my toes are kind of going off the mat. So my legs are in this turned out position. And then we're just going to go down into our sumo squat here. Hands again on my hips. And we're just going down as deep as we can. I like to now transfer my hands onto my knees. I can bend those elbows to hinge forward here. And then, but your bum's against the wall, so it's quite nice. And then use your arms, push yourself away and find that connection against the wall. And then bend the elbows. You can see I kind of twist my hands in as well, just so I can open up and go a bit further. And then return. And then going further down. See if you can get your bum a little lower on the wall here. Massive opening around the hips. Plus also strengthening. That's the best way to mobilize things. You don't want to kind of flop around. You want to be able to control your range. One more. Hinging forward. Lifted chest. We're not rounding that spine. Flick the tail out behind you. Okay. Come all the way up. Walk those feet in. Bring them fairly close to the wall. And feel that you're now standing almost a bit like a soldier. Chest is nice and proud and tall. Shoulders are broad. Now just slightly bring yourself off the wall. So no, nothing's in contact anymore. But you still have that lovely image in your mind. You've got this awareness in the back of the body now that can help you out throughout the rest of the day. And if you're sitting on a chair, you imagine you're doing a squat against the wall again. It's going to be really helpful. So take a few deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. Check your body weight isn't hanging out on your heels, but you're upright and you're prepared to walk or run if you were about to. And there you have it. You are done. Well done. You got through our little mat class today. I hope your wall isn't looking too dirty with all your hand prints and your feet prints on it. And as always, if you have any questions, just reach out and we can offer you whatever support you need. So have a good one. Bye.